Depending on where you live, prior to January 24th this year, you may never have even heard of the Adani Group. Since that fateful day, however, the massive Indian conglomerate has been making headlines around the world following a damning report published by a small short-selling investment firm called Hindenburg Research. Adani Group, owned by Gautam Adani, who was at the time of the report the third richest man on the planet, faces allegations of stock manipulation, financial fraud, and much more. Hindenburg Research outright accused Adani of, quote, pulling the largest con in corporate history. Yet, despite the considerable evidence against it, the Adani Group has steadfastly denied the allegations, although that hasn't prevented the group's share prices from plummeting or the owner's personal wealth from suffering a huge loss. Adani Group is currently said to be under investigation by India's market regulator, the Securities and Exchange Board of India, and the incident could have significant ramifications for Indian politics in general. Here's everything you need to know about the scandal that rocked one of India's largest organisations. Firstly, let's take a closer look at the key players who are involved. Gautam Adani, aged 60, is the creator and owner of the Adani Group, a conglomerate consisting of at least 7 publicly traded companies in various industries such as infrastructure, mining, and renewable energy. Although not widely recognised outside his home country, Adani is a prominent figure in India, controlling the country's largest port and being renowned for his ability to navigate the complex legal and political landscape that is Indian capitalism. Adani had grown his business empire to attain a personal fortune of $120 billion, placing him among the likes of Bernard Arnault, Elon Musk, and Jeff Bezos in terms of his net worth. However, Adani has now lost his title as Asia's richest man and is no longer even the wealthiest man in India, as the recent scandal caused him to lose $60 billion, half of his fortune, in just over a week. He still remains a very wealthy and powerful individual, but the ongoing scenario presents one of the most significant challenges of his career. Hindenburg Research, on the other hand, is a financial research company run by short seller Nathan Anderson and is located in the US. Named after the infamous airship that caught fire during the 1930s, the company seeks to capitalise on similar disasters in financial markets. In other words, the firm aims to identify corporate misconduct and then place short-term bets against them. It specialises in conducting forensic analysis of equity, credit, and derivative offerings of companies. And now, Hindenburg Research has accused the Adani Group of perpetrating an accounting fraud and stock manipulation scheme over the course of several decades. The allegations were made after a 2-year investigation that involved reviewing thousands of documents, conducting site visits in multiple countries, and interviewing several people, including former senior executives of the Adani Group. A 100-page report claimed that the Adani Group was, quote, engaged in a brazen stock manipulation and accounting fraud scheme, exaggerating the valuations of its companies to maintain a facade of financial health and solvency despite growing debts. In addition, Hindenburg Research revealed that it had adopted a short position against the Adani Group, betting that the company's stock prices would decrease and allowing Hindenburg Research to benefit financially from it. Following the report's release, the Adani Group's market value did indeed drop by over $100 billion. Moreover, the allegations disrupted the group's much anticipated secondary share offering, which aimed to raise $2.5 billion in a stock sale that ended on January 31st. The sale was ultimately cancelled on February 1st, and investors' funds were subsequently refunded. So, what exactly were these allegations we keep referring to? There are many, but in summary, the report accuses the Adani Group of using a complex network of firms in tax havens to artificially inflate revenue and stock prices, while also making the listed entities appear more financially stable than they actually are. It further alleges that several of the largest non-promoter holders of Adani stock are offshore shells and funds linked to the Adani Group. Concerns were raised over the group's virtually non-existent financial controls and the high turnover of chief financial officers in listed Adani businesses too. The independent auditor for Adani Enterprises and Adani Total Gas, Shah Dandaria, is a small firm with no website, only 4 partners and 11 employees. The report suggests that the young age and lack of experience of the audit partners at Shahdan Daria are not suitable for scrutinising and holding the financials of some of the largest companies in the country. Members of the Adani family stand directly accused of creating offshore shell entities in tax haven jurisdictions, generating fake or illegitimate turnover and siphoning money from the listed companies. The report also makes reference to previous investigations by the Indian government, which involved alleged money laundering, theft of taxpayer funds, and corruption valued at an estimated $17 billion. Adani Group's response to Hindenburg Research's findings was one of outright denial and a batting back of accusations. It dismissed the report as baseless and accused Hindenburg of having an ulterior motive to derail the secondary share offer. In a 413-page rebuttal, the group claimed that Hindenburg's report was issued with malified intention and represented a calculated attack on India. They claimed the report was intended to create a false market in securities to enable Hindenburg, an admitted short seller, to profit at the expense of investors. At this point, however, the damage had already been done. According to Reuters, the Indian markets regulator is investigating the sudden drop in Adani Group share prices, and is also looking into any potential irregularities concerning the planned $2.5 billion share sale. How does this whole affair affect Indian politics? Well, despite experiencing a more than 50% collapse of his net worth in under 2 weeks, Gautam Adani remains one of the most powerful individuals in the world, with a significant presence in key industries in India and over 23,000 employees. Therefore, it's unlikely that he will exit the scene anytime soon. India is the world's fastest growing economy, and a scandal of such proportions is a potential embarrassment for India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi. His close relationship with Adani and other major conglomerates is a critical component of his strategy for attracting investment in the country's infrastructure and for growing its industries. The Adani Group has also been a reliable source of funding and expertise over the years. The Prime Minister has remained silent on the matter so far. However, Hindenburg Research's allegations have sparked a political row in India, with opposition leaders stalling Parliament and demanding an investigation into the claims. The Congress Party has accused the government of forcing the State Bank of India and government-owned insurance company, Life Insurance Corporation of India, to invest in the firm, jeopardizing people's savings. The Congress also announced plans to hold nationwide protests outside the offices of Adani Group companies, nationalised banks, and public institutions. Such political unrest in the country as a result of this scandal proves how important Adani Group is to the future growth of India, and now that the much anticipated investigation is finally underway, it remains to be seen what the outcome will be for both the Adani Group and for Indian politics.